We wake up this morning approaching Salt Lake City. It's a familiar theme. We are about 4.5 hours late. We had a mechanical problem overnight, but we're passing what remains of the Great Salt Lake with mountains in the distance.
We had a few engine problems last night. We're sitting here in Salt Lake City. You can actually see it looks like they're changing crews. So the engineers that were with us all night long are explaining to the ones taking over what took place. General understanding is that all's well at this point as we move forward.
So Rio Grande, that's the name. That's atop the original Amtrak station. Apparently a very grand building here in Salt Lake City, but we are fairly far away from it, as you can see. And that's because in 1999, in preparation for the Olympics, they moved the tracks, or they moved the arrivals out here to this kind of desolate stretch of land. And apparently there are plans that they're going to move back in. I'm told it has a bunch of beautiful murals and a lovely station, so maybe that'll happen. After having left Provo, Utah, we're entering the Wasatch Mountains, which we can see in the distance for quite a while. We'll cross through these towards Colorado. So due to the lateness of our train, we're 4 hours late. The cafe car has put out a bunch of snacks and some water.
Still traveling through Utah. The weather is once again changed as we climb elevation, and we can certainly see getting into the snow. We've got a tunnel coming up, so I'm not in a good position to show you that tunnel, but there we are in Utah, continuing to climb through the snow-capped mountains. We're at 6,600 feet on our way to Soldier Summit.
So we are about to make a 180-degree turn on our route here as we make our way through the Wasatch Mountains. There's been a fresh dusting of snow this morning as we pass the summit and start making our way down the Wasatch Mountains. The sun has come out, so the snow brightens up the day a little bit, and we continue to descend to our next stop in Helper, Utah. We're arriving at Helper, Utah.
Well, the Utah landscape has changed once again. In the far distance, we've got the snow-capped mountains, but nearby, once again, it's more of an arid climate with rolling hills.
We've passed our last Utah stop in Green Rivers and are on our way to Colorado. So we've just entered another state. We're now in Colorado on our way to Grand Junction. Grand Junction station is not quite so grand as it might have been one day. Many Amtrak stations have been restored, but not so this one. We are looking up at Mount Logan in the Colorado mountains, and it is a peak of about 8,400 feet with Interstate 70 is running along its base. You see the cars in relationship to the mountains, you get a sense of how tall it is. Appropriate that it's snowing as we approach Aspen. Actually, it's Glenwood Springs is the name of the stop, but it's the famous ski resort. Given our lateness here to Glenwood Springs, aka Aspen, it's likely that we will only get to see part of the Rockies as we head away from here into the Colorado Rockies, but we'll see what we can see before sunset. As we leave Glenwood Springs, we are traveling along Grindstone Creek and US 6, which apparently was the first transcontinental highway completed in 1937. And this also bears the name the Grand Army of the Republic Highway. It runs from Provincetown, Massachusetts to Long Beach, California. So Route 6 has some interesting features. It's double-decker, and it's also got one side going through the tunnel and the other side goes around. Well, no sunset tonight. We've got too many clouds. And we are still 4.5 hours late. So we haven't lost ground, but we haven't gained any. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow as we make our connection in Chicago. But for now, it's good night on the California Zephyr.